great thing about soups is that they tend to be filling, simple, inexpensive, and you can use whatever you have lying around the house. I am going to be making cream of mushroom soup. I have always loved cream of mushroom. Let me show you how to make it. The simple white button mushroom that we all get at the grocery store is often overlooked and underappreciated. It has great flavor, texture. To prep them, I took my pastry brush to get rid of any dirt that was on the outside. You can also use a very slightly damp paper towel. You never want to wash mushrooms. When you do that, you change the texture of the mushroom, and the mushrooms also absorb the water, and you gotta dry that out before you can even begin to cook. So just brush them off. I got rid of the stem because it's a little on the woody side. Then cut the mushrooms into 6, 8, or 10 pieces depending on the size, because we want that inner flavor. We want everything small, bite size. Took my pieces, placed them into a metal bowl. Object of the game, let's get our chopping done first. Makes cooking a lot easier. Oh, and the plastic box that it all came in, I took the food waste, put it right there. You can then either use the food waste in your compost pile, or it's all right there, then it can simply dispose of it properly. For the asparagus, I looked at it and it was rather large. It could be a little tough, so to get rid of that toughness, I took my vegetable peeler and then shaved off the outer skin of the asparagus. That allows that great inner flavor to come out and flavor our soup. Now the very bottom edge of your asparagus tends to be a little on the woody side. So to help with that, you cut off about 2.5 inches, which is what I've done here. Took that, put that into my vegetable waste container. Then I took the asparagus, cut it into bite-sized bits on the bias, on a slight angle. Why do it that way? It looks pretty. And for me, that's enough. It's a chefy thing. 4 scallions, or green onions. Get rid of the little root pieces down there, and then you're going to carefully cut very thin sections all the way on up. Place them here into a bowl. We have our prep work done. We're about ready to go to work. You can either use a very large skillet, or in my case, I'm using my wok. Took my wok, put it on the heat, started to get it hot, then I added in a half stick of butter. I like butter. Butter is good with almost everything. Once that was melted, I added in my mushrooms. Mix them around a couple times and then add a little bit of salt to them as well. The salt will help pull water out of the mushrooms. Pulling out the water will help them cook. And after just a few minutes, you're going to start to see them changing color. That's because of the water coming out and the cooking process, the caramelization, starting to begin. I added in my scallions. It's been about 10 minutes so far. Add in the scallions, fold them in. This way we're going to get that gentle onion flavor throughout the soup without it being overpowering. Let it go another 5 minutes. So far we're looking at about 15 minutes of cooking time. From there, I added the asparagus, folded that in, and let that go another 5 minutes. So far about 20 minutes of cooking time. As you can see in this, it's coming together nicely. I added in 2 tablespoons of flour. Mix that in, let that cook for about 2 to 3 minutes. That will help get rid of any pasty sort of taste. Added in 32 ounces of stock. You could use chicken stock or vegetable stock. I also augment it with bouillon. If you're doing vegetable stock, I used 2 vegetable bouillon packets from the Latin section of my supermarket. If you use chicken stock, I would just use 1. At this point, you don't need to add any extra salt. Add in a cup of cream, get it hot, then start working on our dumplings. I've taken 2 cups of flour, 2 tablespoons of baking powder, a teaspoon of salt. Then I added 2 teaspoons of dried parsley. You can also use fresh parsley. Take a fork, mix it through, and then I started adding buttermilk and mixing it with my fork. I started off with about a half cup and kept adding buttermilk until it comes into a sticky ball pretty well all together. It's a very inexact sort of thing. You do this one by eyeball. I took this mixture, put on scoops, 3 scoops right here. These are going to be our dumplings. We're going to cover this for 10 minutes and then let them cook uncovered for another 10. Now the soup right here is steaming, so by covering this, the steam will go ahead and cook the top. You can also use this same batter to make biscuits, which I did, and I thought I had taken pictures of this. My bad, my apologies. So it's been about 20 minutes of simmering. The tops of the dumplings are done. The biscuits are done, golden brown, you'll see in a second here. And it's time to start plating. It's a creamy soup. You want to use something for contrast, so I used a red bowl. Put in 1 dumpling, 2 ladles of soup, and you can see my biscuits right there. Put a little butter on top of them, because like I said, everything's better with butter. Butter and bacon. It looks great. The aroma is phenomenal. It tastes wonderful. So, I don't know about you, I'm about ready to have dinner. Thank you for joining me, and until next time, here's cooking with you.